Hi folks and welcome. Today I'm going to talk to you about a card game called Shithead, or some people call it Stinker, or if you're playing with the kids it's also called Shed, or that's what we call it. The aim of the game is to get rid of all your cards, and you've got to play equal to or higher than the next person, except for a number 9, which is one of the magic cards, which I'll go on to explain. Now, you do have a number of magic cards which I'll go through now. So 2 is a sort of transparent card. It can go on top of anything, and you know, it sort of resets the deck. You've got an 8, which means the next person misses a go. You've got a 9, which, as I said earlier, the next player has to play equal to or lower than a 9, whereas the rest is higher than, so it's lower than a 9. The next card is a 10. Now a 10 clears the deck. The only card this can't be played on is a 9. For obvious reasons, you have to play lower than a 9, but it can be played on any other card and it'll clear the pack. And the last card is a jack. Now different people have different rules for jacks. Our rules, which we've recently changed, means that the jack, instead of changing direction, which is commonly used, we actually change hands. So if someone plays a jack, whatever you have in your hand, it gets moved to the next person, or if multiple jacks are played, say for instance 3, the jack or your hand moves 3 spaces. What we're going to do is I'm going to explain in more detail what and how to play the game, with all the cards set out and what you have to do. But I just wanted to run through quickly the magic cards, and then you've got them there for reference for the future. So if you're playing the game or playing these new rules that we use, you know, you've got this video there for reference. So 2 again is transparent, can go on top of anything, resets the deck. 8, the next person misses a go. Again, if someone plays multiple 8s, say for instance 2, the next 2 people miss a go. We've got the 9, which is lower than, so the next person plays lower than a 9. We got the 10, which clears the deck, and that can be played on everything but a 9. And Jack, which is the important one, which is the new rule, which means that you change hands, so whatever you have in your hand gets passed to the next player, and everyone else moves hands as well. You've always got to have 3 cards in your hand, but what we'll do is we'll go out now, we'll set the cards, we'll deal them in, and we'll go through it slowly just so you've got an idea, of how to set it out and everything like that. And again, you've got this video here for reference. Thanks. Hi folks, so here we are playing Shithead. So start off with, we deal 3 cards face down to each player, and then each player gets 3 cards dealt face up, and then we get 3 cards dealt face down again, and then the rest of the deck in the middle, if there are any. Okay, so first of all, the idea of the game is you have to play equal to or lower than. Like we said before though, if it's a 9, the next person plays lower than. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a hand slowly, just to show you, and then we'll play a game after, just to show you how fast it is normally. Now first of all, you can have the option of putting, before you start, of changing what's the face cards, the cards that are facing up. You get to change them with what's in your hand. Normally you want to put your best cards at the bottom. That's one strategy. I've never known anyone else play any other way, but you know, you can do. Now normally what we say is the person to the dealer's left goes first. Now like I said, the idea of the game is to get rid of all your cards. You've got to get rid of everything that's in your hand. So while there's a deck here, you've always got to have at least 3 cards in your hand. Once you've gone through these 3 cards, you then play these 3 cards that are face up, one at a time, and obviously everyone else can see you. Once you've gone through them, it is then potluck basically. You have to play whatever's down. You're playing blind. If you can't go equal to or higher than, then you've got to pick up whatever's in the deck here, or obviously if it's a 9, vice versa if they're not playing lower than. So what I'll do is we'll go through this slowly now and I'll explain as we go along. So if you want to start, so 5, so I've got to play 5 or higher than, so I'll go 6. So I've only got 2 in my hand now, so I need to pick up another card. Yeah. Alright, and that's the other thing, you can play multiples of the same number. So if you've got 2 7s like Zoe had there, you can play the 2 7s, but again, 3 cards in your hand, you've got to pick up 3 cards. Now, as you can see, I've only got the 2 4s and the ace, so my 4s are no good, so I can only play the ace. Ace is high in this game. So he's put an ace down. Now, I've only got 2 4s and a 7, so I can't beat an ace, so I now have to pick up this pile. But what that means is, I no longer, while I've got all these cards, until I get back down to less than 3, I no longer pick up the deck. Zoe, she'll go. The only other rule I haven't explained, sorry, is 4 of a kind. So if you have 4 3s, 4 2s, 4 of any kind, and you play them all together, or if Zoe play 2 and then I play 2 on top, that cancels everything out and clears the deck. So I've now got to play lower than a 9. So the idea is you really want to get rid of your lowest cards as soon as possible. Okay, so Zoe's played a 7. I have 3 7s. So that's 4 7s in a row. That clears the deck, so we take them out and put them to one side. I've cleared the deck, so I get another go. So I'm down to 3 cards. I put my 6 and I pick up a card. A king. Now I've got the option of playing either 1 or 2 aces. Now it's up to you. Some people play 1 just so they've got 1 as a backup, which I'm gonna do. Some people would play the 2 of them. So Zoe's played a 10. And remember, the magic card 10 clears the deck and they're out of the game now. Lower than a 9. Put my 3. And I'm always picking up because I've always got these. Now a jack, queen. So I've got to play higher than a queen. I'll put my ace down. Zoe's put an ace. I can't beat an ace. I need a 2, a 10, or another ace to beat it. I'm picking up a 5. Now this is where it gets interesting. Obviously you can see I've got all these cards. Normally I'd put them in order, but I have just picked them up. But I've also got one of these, which, if you remember, the magic card means to swap hands. So I'm going to play my jack. It means all my cards go to Zoe and I get all of Zoe's cards. And it's Zoe's go. A queen. I'm going to play my king and pick up. She's playing an ace. I'm going to put my 2. So a 2 is transparent, so it can go on top of anything, and it resets the deck. We'll keep going through this now. So 8 is a magic card. I miss a go, so Zoe gets another go. So I've got to play lower than a 9. I'm going to play my 6. I'm going to make Zoe miss a go. I'm going to make Zoe miss another go. I'm going to then say lower than a 9. 3. So I'm going to go 6. Pick up. Right, now that we're down to all the decks gone, whatever happens now, as you start using your cards, that's what you don't pick up anymore. So as we keep playing, we'll go through it now. So he's cleared the deck with a 10, so that clears everything. So we start again. I'm going to play a 2. So she's played 2 jacks, which would normally mean it'd go 1, 2, so it stays the same. If there was 3 of us, my hand would go 2 spaces, and everyone else's would as well. But I'm going to play another jack, so Zoe gets what's in my hand, and I get no cards because there's no cards to pass on. So a 2. I'm down at the bottom now, so I'm going to play these. Now I've got 2 queens, so I can play them both together. 2 queens. King, I'm going to play my ace. Zoe's cleared it. Now we're down to our final 3 cards, and as I explained earlier, you're not allowed to look at them, you've just got to turn them over, and it is pot luck now. Queen. A king. 9. Zoe couldn't beat my king with a 9, so she picks up a 2. And you're not allowed to finish on a 10, because if you play a 10, you get another go, so I've got to pick them up. I'm going to clear the deck and play my king, rid of all my cards, I win. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a reshuffle, and then we'll take it back without me talking all the way through it. Hi, we're back. We've just reshuffled now. Now the only other rule I have sort of not said, and it is just a personal rule we play with us and our friends, is normally the loser shuffles and deals the next round. So as Zoe lost, I've already shuffled them, but Zoe gets to deal. And what we'll do is we'll play this round and I won't talk.